everybody, Matt from the Matt's Videocast and Matt's Guitar Shop. Tonight we have one word: feeling with one of the most talented guitar players, in my opinion, in today's world, Mrs. Tora, and we are so glad to welcome her on the channel. Feel free first to subscribe to us, to follow the channel, and to make sure you're not missing any episode. So you can subscribe here, whatever. Welcome to Tora and the show, and see you in a minute. Okay, everybody, I am beyond pleased to welcome, I think it's not even a new artist, but it's a new artist for my music heart. So I'm beyond pleased to welcome Tora. Tora, thank you for being part of the Matt's Videocast. It's a real thrill for me because it's such a new discovery. It's such, as I told you off camera and on Instagram, it's I just discovered the album recently, and it's one of the most powerful thing emotionally I heard for a long time. So thank you for being part of the Matt's Videocast, where a lot of people were asking me on Instagram, since I told them we were going to do this. We rarely see you doing interviews and stuff like that. We always see you doing the stories, uploading the Instagram a lot, and you're giving us a lot of content. But I'm super pleased to talk about guitar with you today. And for the people, a lot of people on Instagram will know you for sure, but some people will maybe not. So can you tell us how this guitar player I was listening the past few weeks and who gave me emotion, like big emotions by listening the album. Can you tell us how this started for you? Because it's so emotionally that I'm sure it came from your heart, right from your heart.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it is. It started with me basically just. I played soccer for many years. That was kind of like my thing, and then I quit doing that, and I just wanted to have something that kind of made me, something that you are so intensely in love with, like a hobby or a passion, that takes up all of your time, right? So I was 15 years old, and I just took a look at this guitar that was standing there, and I was like, I'm going to try you out and see if we can be friends. And what happened was that I just fell in love with it so instantly, and it wasn't that difficult for me to learn how to play it. It went pretty fast. So, and I think I'm very stubborn. So when I decide to do something, I do it 100%. And it can be intense for the people around me, but for me it was a dream come true. And I never really touched a guitar before that moment, so it was kind of weird. Actually. I
was watching the YouTube channel that you have, and everybody is going to. I'm inviting everybody to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I saw you came from a music family originally, and I wanted to discover your background. So it's quite apparently, it's quite weird to touch a musical instrument for first time at like 14, 15 years old, and knowing your family is playing music. But how did you have like a special artist who I exactly know what you're feeling back then, what you felt back then? It's like an artist that maybe you listened to, who pushed the button in your brain, and then instantly you said, I want to play guitar, like that's my life. Did you have few artists to let us know?
Wow, you know what? And I always, when I do like interviews and podcasts and stuff like that, people are very interested in those kind of questions. And the problem is, I wish I had like this great answer to it, what I mean? Like this, yes, boom, boom, boom. But the thing is, I just loved Michael Jackson. That was kind of everything. That was everything I listened to. Yeah, I know. So, and I didn't really think about the fact that he had amazing guitar players with him, like Slash and Jennifer Batten and stuff. I didn't really think about that back then. But I only listened to Michael for, I don't know, maybe 5 years. So, but when I picked up the guitar and I started playing, definitely John Mayer, who just kind of introduced me to this whole songwriting / guitar playing / singing thing, right? And doing that at the same time, and him being so amazing at what he does, made me realize that is actually a possibility,
Yeah.
So yeah, he kind of changed I think he changed the way I listen to music. I think that is what he did. So thank you, John Mayer.
Yeah, and you know
Yeah.
that's. I think you have a common point with John Mayer. Like you have many, but the main point I noticed with your playing is that when John is doing a cover, he's doing it in his way. So it's like you notice that's the same music, but that's still a John Mayer cover of the original music we know. And when you do that, I have a feeling, and again, it's if I can say, you're very fresh music for my. I just discovered you recently, but I noticed that when you're doing such a thing, and even in your story, you have your signature. It's like you want to do the same thing but differently, like your thing.
Yeah, that's interesting because that's how I think myself as well, and that is the reason why that's not the reason, but it has, after a few years, kind of, yes, but I think I don't read music, right? I don't spend time reading tabs and stuff. I don't do that, not because I don't know how to, but because I don't want to. So because if I do, and if I learn the solo exactly how it's supposed to be, then it will sound the way it's supposed to sound. But I just like to pick these few lines in every guitar solo or song that I like, save it in my bank, and not think about it for a few days. And then when I start playing something, that bit kind of came up, and boom, it has my kind of sound to it, maybe. So that's kind of how I approach, learning other people's songs, because there is no point in me trying to sound like anyone else. Why should I even be playing,
Yeah. I mean, that's why I don't want to say too much like you sound like John Mayer, because I don't think that's partially true, because you're making your own thing. And now you said that Michael Jackson was a big part of it, and it makes sense, because it's always, when you play guitar on your stories, you're always like grooving, and it seems like you want people to even dance behind their phone screen when they're listening, just like even 5 seconds of your stories. So, and I think very few people, a guitar player, are able to do that, to make the music rolling, if I can say.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that's I'm already a big fan. I'm just trying to make people discovering you more, because that's so much deserved. So, and as John Mayer, I noticed you have another common point with him. Both of you, even if he's playing on PRS's guitar now, but both of you are playing on a black Strat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's your black one, actually. I'm seeing it next to you. But so how did you, because before you were playing, I think, other guitars, like vintage guitars, or like the brand for like the vintage geeks, the brand Vintage, and since like I don't know since when you have this one. I'm probably seeing next to you, but since when did you get this one?
This one I got, wow, maybe I got it February.
Yeah,
I think so. From, I can't pronounce the name, and Tom knows this, but I will try. Tom Marceau.
It's pretty okay.
I practice and I practice, it never gets better, and I'm very sorry for that, but it's just it's not, it doesn't make sense in my mouth.
Yeah, sure.
But anyway, so this is my signature guitar, and it has my name right here, and it has this soft relic to it. You can't maybe see it now, but it's there
on Instagram, and
right, and this flamed maple neck that is absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
right. So this is kind of my black one. I guess so.
Yeah, because I was I was wondering if it was like just an unexpected point to have like a black Strat, or if it was just your color choice. But I was like, maybe she wants to at some point to have her black Strat relicked by herself, like John.
Yeah, right. But I think that the reason why I went with the black Strat is because I had, as you said, the white vintage Strat for many years, and before that I had this Bill Nash guitar that looked exactly the same as my vintage. So I've had white guitars for since I started out. So I wanted to try something different, and that's probably the reason. I just wanted to try something different. That's why it's the black one.
And how do you feel the first time you're opening a case? Because you know, we know that signature things are always such a, you know, long project to make happen. So do you feel the first time you're opening a case, like you know, you just see your name and in the fingerboard? That must be crazy, right?
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I started crying. I never cry. I'm not that like emotional, that type. But when I opened, I couldn't believe that someone had made this for me in France. Like, I'm just a nobody from no place in Norway. And I was like, when did this happen? When was this a possibility? You know, when you work so hard and stuff like this happens, it just, you know, everything kind of makes sense. So I'm so grateful for this. It means so much to me, and I love it. But it felt like, and I was so nervous to try it, because what if I didn't love the guitar, right? What if I hadn't tried any Marceau guitars before? So it was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What have you sent me? I have no idea. And when I tried it, I was like, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
It's still, it's so perfect. And if anyone has tried one of his guitars, they know, because it is different. It's a different kind of guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. And I've had a Fender Strat. I had that for about a year. I've done all those things, and I know what it feels like. But this one
fits you.
Yeah,
that's you know, I was seeing that on Instagram, and Tom is such a great luthier, you know, from France, as you said. So that's you know, that's such a, but I got you on this, like having your own name, you know, and I don't think now I don't think right now you're nobody. I mean, a lot of people you know, in the shop, like at least every week since July, I would say, once or twice a week, people said, oh, you got to check Tora on Instagram. And you know, we were busy doing things, and I was like in lockdown, and as I said, you know, my young guitar player who is doing demo for us, Antoine, said, okay, you got to check, it's lockdown, you got to check the music.
Yeah.
So I checked, and you know, it changed my lockdown. So, and I want to notice another thing on the album for people who are discovering you through this channel. But I noticed that the lyrics makes every time so much sense. Like another good point with many great songwriters, like the lyrics that I understood with my poor English make so much sense. You know, it's like I was feeling your songs. Yeah. Like listening it. You know, it's like you said you're not for sure like a super emotionally person, but it's like it transpires in your songs what your intense feeling about you know, when you were recording them and writing them. And that was a big point of Continuum, in my opinion, again. And that's why I think it's a mix, and people have to discover this, like your playing and your lyrics. It's just a mix of complete feelings, this album, to me. So when do you write the songs? It's like you're living a special moment, and it's like you have a paper sheet next to you, and you're like, okay, I'm going to write this, you know. Or is it like super thought before, and a more complex idea? How do you do that?
Well, that's a good question, but I write about things that I have lived. That is very important for me, because I need to perform these songs for many years to come. So every time I'm going to perform them and sing these lyrics, I still have to feel that moment. It has to be a strong moment that I can feel. So when I'm performing it, you in the audience can feel that I can feel it.
Yeah.
The same thing when I go into the studio. Obviously, we do many takes, as you do in the studio, but I have to feel it every single time. And then I try to go back and live that moment again. So if I were to write about something that never meant anything to me, or if I am to make up a story that is kind of, that wouldn't work. It has to be like,
yeah.
Even if it's about sex, or if it's about love, or if it's about your parents, I don't really care. But it has to be it has to be real and intense and mean something. So I just write when I have lived and experienced something. I have a tendency of I don't see a therapist or anything, but then I write a song about it. I make a demo, spend a lot of time on that, and then I feel like I have,
Yeah.
and then I can just move on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's and the strong point of those songs is that for me, they can, I'm pretty sure wherever you can play and you could play, the audience will identify for at least few of the songs that you will play at the gigs, because the subjects you're talking about are really something that everybody could potentially live in his life.
Right.
So that's a strong point in your music. It's like, well, you identify yourself as a listener to your music, because you're like, wow, I mean, I live this and it remembers me that moment. So that's for me the way your music is touching actually myself, but it's touching us as listener. And that's a strong point, because a lot of players today and artists are just writing for themes they imagined. But when you, especially that's where your music and your lyrics are matching perfectly together, in my opinion, because you really identify yourself to this album. So and right now in the mix, my video guy is going to put your album in big here, and that's such a thing that everybody of the guys who are watching this video have to check out. We're going to put the link everywhere, and that's going to be a big mess for people to discover the album. So, and do you because I'm sure you love to, I saw some of your live shows on YouTube and stuff, so it's like, and that's what people have to expect. I'm sure I never saw you live. Did you play in France before, by the way, or not yet? Okay, we have to figure something out.
Of course. ASAP.
That's we are doing as well. We're in the shop during the lockdown. We are doing some what we call the Mads guitar sessions, and so it's like an acoustic mixed electronic, like electric acoustic performance. And I hope people, I hope I speak to your guys to make sure we can figure this, because a lot of people in the shop would love to see you, I'm sure. So
I would love to come and visit you, and I will go to France as soon as we are allowed to travel. That's my first stop, obviously.
Because if people will love your music, and I'm sure they will after this interview, I'm pretty sure your shows are even more badass than listening to the album, because it's like, again, I don't want to always do a correlation with John Mayer, because you're your own, of course. It was just a comparison point in the beginning, but I'm pretty sure that you're doing a bit like him, do you improvise on stage? Do you let your guitar speak is that something you do all the time, or?
Yes, I have tried to kind of rehearse my guitar solos, because I'm so afraid that I'm going to play or that I'm going to suck that day, so I have kind of this backup plan where I play what's on the record, or I play something that I have rehearsed before the show. But I always end up with just going off and forgetting where I am and just play whatever I feel like. So I always improvise, and it can end badly, but I like that better, because it makes you more nervous and you feel it more exciting.
It's challenging. I think the stage it should be challenging for a lot of artists, and it could be boring if you play the same stuff, night. So, so I can't wait to see you playing, because I'm pretty sure that people after the pandemic, when it's going to go down, of course, I'm pretty sure we're going to see you on stage. Are you making plans to make us happy, or?
Yes, of course. We are planning. First, we are going to the UK, doing a tour there in September, and France, obviously. We have played so much in Norway the last 2 years, and Norway is a very small country, right? So it doesn't take long until you've played everywhere. So now we are just planning to play abroad and Europe and the US, hopefully one day, but that's so so expensive. But I hope to. That's the only goal.
It will happen, you know. I mean, why the US should be you know, should be closed for you the talentless album you're making, you know. That's you know, that would be just a punition for the US, for the American people, you know.
Yes.
But again, I will come back to you, and we have to make something happen, like, and having French looks apparently special for you because you're playing a French guitar every day. So we have to make sure that you're playing in France, you know, anytime soon. And
I would love to.
Again, I can't thank you for being part of the show. Last question, somebody asking me on Instagram apparently, is that I'm pretty sure there are not a lot of vintage guitar shop in Norway. I've been in Norway a few times. That's the only country I saw I think in May, the line between the night and the day, you know, when it was like 4 a.m. and I was in Oslo airport in an hotel, and I saw like the line, the division between like what's going to happen in the past. So it's and I'm pretty sure there are not a lot of vintage guitar shop in Norway. And did you yourself have experienced like some vintage guitars before, or you're just considering an instrument as just, it could be vintage or not, but, or are you considering an instrument? Like, are you, if one day you can afford like buying like Joe Bonamassa many guitars, are you going to do that? Or is it something you're dreaming, or you're just considering like your Strat as a good instrument to play and compose with?
Yes, I don't think I'll ever buy a vintage guitar, because now I'm so in love with this little baby cute face stuff going on here. So but no, my friend, I don't think so, because I love guitars, and I love what I can do with it and how I can make it talk, but like I'm not that into that whole guitar world thing.
The geek.
If you know, right, that's the word. I'm not, and I know I disappoint a lot of people every time I say it, but I can't lie, because then I will say something stupid and wrong. But I love guitars, but I don't think I'll ever save up to buy Joe Bonamassa or John Mayer's guitar, because I don't see, for me, why, when I have the guitars that I have. I'm really happy with them. So
I'm pretty sure people are going to save money in a few years to buy one of your guitars.
Wow. And that's okay. I support that. That's okay. Yeah.
You know, one day, be ready, guys, because one day this will be your chance.
Yes.
So thank you again, Tora. Thank you very much for you know, taking some of your time with me tonight. And I just hope to see you soon in Paris, and you're welcome anytime here.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for having me.
Well, you know, I wish you a good, I think it's more than night here. It's dark, but
it's dark.
But yeah, thank you very much. And I'm going to put right now your YouTube channel, which people can find like under Tora, basically. The album, which is called Girls, if I remember well. Yeah. So Girls, and well, you know, I can't even choose a favorite, because I will let people choose their own favorite, and sending you a message on Instagram. Thank you very much, Tora. I wish you a good night, and talk soon. Thank you very much for being part of it.
Bye, my friend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.